Okay, good morning, my faculty. Today we are going to discuss analytical paragraph writing, which is in the syllabus in class 10 this year. And in last subject matter meetings, we discussed how using toys and other things we can teach the children the normal the text, particularly the prose part. But this time we are taking some writing part, and we know that analytical paragraph is something which the students face difficulty in writing. So analytical paragraph, what do they normally do is that they normally present the data or chart or graph given rather than analyzing it. So that's why analytical paragraph is not simply writing what a graph shows. It's not about actually elaborating or presenting what is given in the graph or chart or a table. So let's know the basics of analytical paragraph so that we can write effectively an analytical paragraph as per the syllabus of class 10. So the first thing, the basic thing is that you can see a glass containing some water. So if we ask the students to describe the glass of water, they may just simply say that there is a glass of water, but it can be presented in two different ways. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So may say it's not just a glass of water, but rather a glass half filled, or other may say it's a glass half empty. So there are two perspectives of defining this picture. So analytical paragraph is also something like that. We have to take some critical analytical angle to describe. So the basic things about analytical paragraph is that based on facts, not imaginary. We are not supposed to write some imaginary line that it should happen or it should have happened, nothing like that. Whatever information is given to us, we have to analyze it, and we are supposed to use present tense to describe whatever is given, and are supported with evidence. We have nothing fictitious. What we know, what we see, what we get from the information given, cues, we have to present. Truth expressed in unbiased manner, a universal view. So let's see some sample tasks. So this is the basic type of bar graph given. It is equal here, but in some questions might be given 50 in category 1 and 78 category 2. So in that case, we have to compare. The comparison is a must in this kind of bar graphs. Then we get pie charts. In pie charts, we have to do a little mathematical work, particularly calculating the percentage if it's not given, and expressing the same thing in using terms like half of, a quarter of, like that. The lion's share, a slice of bread, like this. Majority, minority, maximum, minimum. So these terms are to be used. Now we may be given flow charts. We have to mention the sequence in which the events have occurred. Now we also sometimes get line graphs. So a timeline might be given there, and then the numerical figures or data. We have to analyze in this case whether it's kind of going up, going down, or a zigzag pattern. So what kind of pattern the graph is showing, that is to be expressed in our literary terms. Again, we may get histograms and bar graph. There is joint ones, histogram and bar graph. Then again, on the right, gradual decline. So let's know what kind of phrases we normally use while describing an analytical paragraph. On the right or gradual decline? It is definitely gradual decline from left to right. Over the continual increase or decrease?
Fluctuation.
Yeah, fluctuating, but over it's continual over. But if we go in detail, at some places it's going down, but overall there is an increase from 2000 to 14,000 from the year 2000 to 2018. So overall. Then again we use term surging or plummeting. So if we take the line from here to this place, it is minus 98, the white line, or the brown line minus 6. It's a sudden going down. So in this case, it's a plummeting one. So we have to use the term plummeting, or if it is the opposite, the reverse one, it is going up suddenly, we can use surging. like there is spur or downfall. So there is a little spur here and there is a greater spur here. And if we take this from 4th September to 22nd November, we can say there is a downfall. So spur or downfall. Likewise, recovering or losing ground. Here it is lost ground, but here it is recovering, gradually recovering. We can state if something is increasing, we can say it's recovering. Or a lost ground means it's nowhere. So there are trends, are declining trend or rising trend. It's here rising trend normally over rising trend, but at some places in 2000 year it's declining. So there is also a phrase lion's share, that means the largest share. So if we consider the colors, this one is supposed to be a red. So we can say the red color is having the lion's share. And these are which topping accounts for a quarter of all the toppings. So quarter means 1/4. So this one, this color, there is cheese. Cheese is having the quarter of all the toppings. Half of, there is another phrase half of, this is the 50%. So half of. Slice, this one, I think, yeah, chicken. Which is just a slice of bread. Bread means it might not be bread, it's just a kind of, you can say, idiomatic use. Slice of bread means very negligible. So, minimum and maximum. Consistent or zigzag pattern. It's about pattern. So there are so many terms, so many phrases, and the students will definitely answer it. And it will be a very conversational classroom. All the students will definitely participate, and everyone will actually derive joy in participating in this classroom because of this presentation. So we can use presentations and interactive whiteboards for teaching this kind of writing as part, and they can even note down by drawing. So art is also integrated. They might be asked to draw such graph and take notes of this graph. There is a level, that one that is fluctuating here, up and down, fluctuating. There is a dip, there is a peak, and at the lowest point, and there is a plateau, there is flat. So they can definitely take down these graphs and draw it in the copy and note down the essential phrases related with the graph. And there are also various other phrases. They can also draw this kind of arrows. There is a sudden increase with this angle or 70-80 degrees. The sharply, rapidly, quickly, steeply, a little down considerably, and then there is a very little, slightly or slowly. And if something is stagnant, is not increasing like a plateau, they can use the words in combination in colloquial way. Stay constant, stay steady, remain stable. This one. And then there is going down, another going down. There is fall, there is a drop, there is a decline, decrease, going down, and the opposite one, rising, jumping, like this. Yes, this can be used. So now let's frame sentences. This line shows that there is a decrease in the number from 10 to 4. How we can write this one? It decreased from 10 to 4, one way of writing. There is a drop of 6 units by subtracting the values.
10 minus 4.
It dropped by 6 units. A decrease in the number of whatever units given. Again, between 2010 and 2014, we can say that the number decreased from 10 to 4, a loss of whatever it is. From 2010 to 2014, likewise. Again, in this graph, there are just falling down line, but here ups and downs are there. Here, it started at 4 units in 2004. It peaked at 10 in 2006. It peaked at 10. It dropped by 8 units from 6 to 8. Lowest point at 2 in the year 2008. It remained stable, it increased, it finished at, it dropped by, it peaked at. So these are the words which are to be used for better scoring of marks. Likewise, there are various other things where it includes the commercial terms like sale, price, production, percentage, number. So while using those things, we can use these words: fell, dropped, rose, decreased, increased. And then there are adverbials which we can use like slightly, sharply, steadily, significantly, dramatically. So we can write there is a slight rise or fall in the sale of, in the price of, in the rate of. There has been dramatic fall down, fall, drop, decline. So these are the sentences, and they will definitely, after taking down these notes, they will be able to frame sentences properly. And sometimes these kind of questions are given. Now let's discuss the questions. So this is actually a kind of flow chart. If this happens, what? And if this happens, what? So there are two ways of approaching. There is the situation given is setback. So setback leads to feeling upset kind of experience. So if someone feels upset, there are two possibilities that may occur to him. He may take the setback in a very positive frame of mind, leading to healthy processing. But if he is of a negative mindset, he may not process it properly and in a faulty manner. So what happens when we write the paragraph? We have to describe both the parts, comparing and contrasting. So both the decision, and in the end we'll have to give some kind of conclusion. So there are two ways of tackling problems in our life. If we take the problems in a positive mindset, we are always benefited. So this is what it shows. Now this one, the pie chart below illustrates how internet users aged 16 plus prefer to access the internet at home and in other places. So this is the question, this is the cue given, and then we have to analyze this one. We can see that smartphone use of smartphone is about 1/3. So we are not supposed to write 33% and 33% always all the time. That will become just a presentation of our pie chart given. But we have to 1/3, about 1/3.
We have to write the proportion.
Yeah, we can convert them into proportion, fractions. But if we write it as given, then it will not be a kind of analysis. That will be just a presentation of it. Now we are not supposed to present as it is, because that is a skill which comes under analysis. So what analysis we have done? We have just read and translated into language. That will not be mark fetching. We have to do some kind of analysis, that is plus, minus, adding, subtraction, or fraction, conversion, ratio. So these things must be done. So this is one of the answers. So you can see what kind of phrases have been used: at, around, the only exception, percent, triple, grew strikingly, similarly, sort of, leveling off, slowed down, near zero, climbing more. So these are the ways, and you can see that there are visibly 4 paragraphs, but at least 3 paragraphs must be there visibly, because writing a paragraph, though we are supposed to write paragraphs in a single one, but nowadays teachers have also become very choosy. They want to see in what part he has written, so as to assess whether he has actually written in a coherent way. That's why the first one is about introducing what the graph or chart shows. Then the second one, the basic things, and then it might contain another one. And the last one is something like a conclusive one, or giving some actually unbiased opinion. The last one, the smaller one. So basically, it might have 3 paragraphs. So there are some practice questions. There are others. So this way, I think if students are given practice, they would definitely try to better their performance, and they would definitely write in a better way. So these are some of the answers. And there is a task given. So we can in the end part we can give them a task in the classroom, like as a classwork, and after the classwork we may correct them wherever they are committing mistakes, and then give them another home task. I think the students will definitely after trying 4 or 5 times, they will definitely improve their writing skill.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any question, ma'am, from your side?
No, sir. It's clear now.
It's clear, na? So we can proceed like this. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.